Yeah, baby, and we're back. Baby back ribs, baby. We're back at it. Just because we think we can, we will. We are so back, baby back ribs. What's happening, beautiful people of the Grams? This is Jose Trujillo, the world's greatest living artist. Just did a little video, a little demo right here. What's happening? I did a little demo earlier, right now, maybe about a minute ago or less, and we're starting a new one, just because I think I can. If I can, then I must. I'm going to start a new painting, and yeah, just cleaning up my little palette here right now. Let me put this away. Very quick, very quick. Put this thing away. Let's move on to the next face. Yeah, baby, what's happening? Man, I got all the good-looking people on the Grams, baby. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get the good-looking people following me. All the beautiful people of the Grams. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, baby. Check it out. Check it out. We're gonna find out what it's all about, baby. Boom. So I'm starting with some black paint here. Okay. Slowly. Muy rico, sabroso. Very good. Look at that. Mmm. A little boat right there. Ooh la la. What's up, Constance? How you doing, my friend? Check it out. And let's do another little boat right here. Just for kicks. Look at that. I hope everybody had a good holiday. Some good holidays. Check it out. Still indulging in the pies. Man, I don't know what to do with all the tamales I bought. I feel like I still have a dozen put away. A little bit of that palette knife. A little bit of that palette knife action right now. That's what we're doing. Yeah, palette knife action. How's it going, working artist? Good to see you here, my friend. I hope everybody's been getting all kinds of blessings. And those of you who didn't get blessings, I hope you can see the ones you have. Because baby, if you still have them, that means you got them. Very cool. Okay, now let me get my little brush here. Let's do some brushing. Let's do some of that damage that we like to do. Some good stuff. A good thing to do to practice when I'm painting, I try to remind myself this, is to give thanks for every brush stroke. It's a good practice. Give thanks for every brush stroke. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know? Just give thanks to every brush stroke. It's a good thing to do. Watch. It'll change the way you paint. Thank you. Thank you. And that's all you do throughout the entire painting. Just thank you. You don't have to do it verbally, you can do it in your mind. But verbally is pretty good too. Just thank you. Look. See, just like that. If you don't want to say thank you, you can say something else. You can say something like, something that I've practiced with my work too, is every brush stroke you can say something like this. Look, any time that you're doing anything in your painting, you can say, it doesn't mean anything. Just repeat that over and over. Oh, this doesn't mean anything. It gives you space. It allows you to actually paint. It gets you out of your head. Oh, this doesn't mean anything. Because the mind is trying to make sense of it constantly. So it's either telling you that you're doing good or you're doing bad. It's constantly measuring. The mind is a measuring tool. It's a measuring tool that's very annoying. It can become very annoying. So it's almost like a child that wants a lot of attention and it only wants to play. And it's constantly playing, but it plays a very serious game. And so when you take the seriousness out of it by saying this doesn't mean anything, it actually gives you breathing space to do the work. Most of the time we're not doing the work. Most of the time this is something that I've discovered as an artist in my own life. Most of the time we're not doing the work. Most of the time we're making sense of the work we're doing, which is 10 times harder than doing the work. You know. So we're not really doing the work. We're making sense of the work we're doing. In other words, we're saying this is good or this is bad, and it's constantly messing with your work. It's constantly messing with your work. Oh, I love that. Like the Tibetan monks when they make their singing bowls. Oh, I love those singing bowls. A prayer for each metal strike. Yeah, I was looking at that. When you follow it, when you follow the sound, bing. Try to follow it. For those of you who don't know, try to follow it to the end of it. So, because it's leading you, it's grabbing you by the hand and it's taking you to the silence. So it's using sound to take you to silence. Very, very. That's the way I've seen it, anyways. Patrick says, don't think of it as a painting, but just a mailing of marks, God-given. I love that. Yeah. Making of marks. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you're just making little marks, and that's why you say thank you, because you're removing yourself from the painting while you're painting. Isn't that crazy? You're removing yourself from the painting while you're painting. So in other words, you're removing yourself from the conceptual idea of painting, and you're actually painting. You're actually doing more of the painting when you're not trapped in the conceptual idea of painting. You're truly painting, where before you're making sense of the painting. What's making sense of the painting? Well, what we talked about in the last video, which is, am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Does this brush work? You know, how come I don't have my own style? Doesn't feel blah 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 blah. That's not painting. That's conceptualizing your efforts. Your efforts are blessed. You shouldn't try to conceptualize them. We do it anyways. We're human beings. Human beings like doing that. But we don't need to. There's a different way of painting. There's a different way of painting. That which is not conceptual. Even if you're doing conceptual work. Even if you're doing figurative work or abstract work or conceptual work, you don't need to become conceptual yourself. You can escape the craziness of that. And you can just paint. You can just paint. And you can give thanks. You can give thanks for what you're doing. And thus remove yourself from it. The error is in wanting. That's where the error occurs. Because wanting is the problem. I want it to look a certain way. I want it to be a certain thing. That's where the error is. So giving things to it frees you from the wanting, because it means that you've accepted it. What do you give thanks to? To a gift, right? When someone gives you a gift, you say, "Oh, thank you." You've accepted it completely and fully. Someone doesn't give you a gift and you go, "Oh my God, this is not what I wanted." I mean, unless you're trapped in there, or maybe teenagers. Usually teenagers would do that. A baby won't do that. You give something to a baby or a little child, and they go, "Oh my God," they go bananas. Child will play with a box instead of the toy. They're so in tune with their beingness, their mother, their father. They're so in tune with that goes beyond us, that they're always thankful. They came that way. They came that way out of the void. They came being thankful. And we forget it as we grow up. But that's the return home. That's why it's so important to return home. To being thankful again. So every brushstroke is a thank you. Thank you. Because you're fully accepting it. You're not wanting something else. You're accepting the gift of the brushstroke, of that which is appearing in your painting. You say thank you. And it's transformative. I can't talk to you about how transformative it is. You're going to have to find out on your own. But it's transformative. It'll change your entire relationship with the painting. It will also change the painting, and it will also change the way people see your paintings, because you've attached something that is not attachable. You've put a different meaning to it. There's a different quality to it. People can sense that your painting is much deeper. You're not painting to be liked, and your paintings are not about pretty little pictures anymore. Your paintings are transformative. Your paintings are almost, to put it this way, almost a healing instrument for you and for others. They're an instrument of peace. Every brushstroke carries with itself a yes to life. You're saying yes. How beautiful is that? Knowing that we spend a lot of our energy saying no to life. How beautiful it is that to be able to say yes to everything. Not yes in a no, yes to the fact that it's there. First, it's there already. So you say yes. Hey, what's up, Jay? Good to see you here, my friend. So that's all you're doing. You're saying yes to the painting, and the painting will lift you, because the painting is in another. You've placed the painting in another. It's almost another vibration. It's another frequency. It's another place. It's not in the I'm not good enough. It's not good enough. No, you get it out of there, and then the painting, because the painting is now in another it has a different energy. The painting lifts you to that energy. So it becomes a bit of a to put it in words, right? It's not entirely true, but it becomes a bit of an angel. It lifts you. That's the deeper meaning of winged creatures with wings, right? The angels, the birds, they overcome the world. They're able to fly above it. And that's what your painting is doing. Your painting, when you say yes to it, or when you say it doesn't mean anything, you're making it fly above the world. It's floating above the world. Why is it floating above the world? Because the world is your concepts about it. The world is the blue is not blue enough. That's the world. But when you say yes to it, it's no longer participating in the world. When you say yes to every brushstroke, you remove it from the world, and thus the painting removes you from the world as well. It lifts you. It acts as a catalyst, and it lifts you from the world. From the world of thought, that is, which is the only way that we experience the world is through thinking. Look at that. Marco Antonio says, I love that name, Marco Antonio, Mark Anthony. When I'm painting, it relaxes me a lot. Yeah, when you paint, that's what it does, right? It relaxes you. When you're relaxed, you're in the deeper state. People call it the zone. They call it they have many names for it. The muse, the zone, inspiration, right? We have different names for it, but ultimately, if you're relaxed, you're in the deeper state that you can be. Because again, you're not anxious. Being anxious is a very low state. Many sages and prophets, and you name it, whatever you want to call them, have said, why are you so anxious? Why are you spending so much time being anxious? How much have you added to your life being so anxious? can't. It's a low state. It's a very deteriorating low state to be anxious. And so by thinking the painting, some of the things that I do, I even do this. You guys don't see me do this because I try not to show everything that I do, and I don't want people thinking that I'm loony. But I bless my paintings, right? Because as I bless the painting blesses me. Because I'm taking it out of the world, and thus the painting takes me out of the world as well. Well, I love that. From beta to theta, where miracles happen. Very true. You know it, Jay. Let's see. Working Artist says, appreciate your approach of kindness. You talk about things that I apply in my life. Jose promotes kindness towards oneself. You have to be nice to yourself in order to really get in the zone. Absolutely. Yeah, we spend, I mean, not everybody, right? But I know I have in my own path, a lot of time being unkind to myself. You know, that place where you tell yourself things don't measure up. I don't measure up. The painting doesn't measure up. Things don't, just they're not the way they're supposed to be. I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and on and on. And all those things, the only thing that does is that it ensures that you continue to live that, and continue to feel that, and continue to experience that. And so, because I spent a lot of my time, a great deal of my time spent in the studio creating artwork, I had no other choice, no other option, because the other way is madness. I had no other option than to start looking for another way of doing things. Where some people find that, look for that in their lives, at work or in their careers in other places. I started looking for it in my studio because I spent so much time in my studio that it's bananas to do it any other way. It's bananas to paint any other way. I couldn't possibly paint any other way unless I surrender to the painting, and I stop wanting anything out of it. Well, I love that. That's a great idea. Oh, thank you for that idea, Cindy. You should write a book about your practice and illustrate it with your work. Oh, that'd be beautiful. That's an inspiration. I like that. Thank you for that. I'm going to move on to another one. So let's do another one. Here we go. Jay says, got canvases for Christmas for the first time this year. Love that. Thank you for your getting me there. Very cool. Very cool. I love that. Okay, let's do another one. And again, the same approach. Allowing the painting to be. There's some figures here. Allowing the painting to be. If the painting has breathing space to be, it's like a relationship. I said this many times. Relationships need breathing space. A good relationship has breathing space. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a parent, a child, a spouse, It's got breathing space. Not being in each other's cases all day. It's got to have breathing space. Got to allow the person, if the person's pissed off, got to allow them to be pissed off. And you can come back to them when they're not anymore. Allow them to be sad. If they're sad, allow them. Give them room to be sad. Many times we don't like that, and we're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I want to change that. No, allow the breathing space. Allow for some breathing space. Paintings need that too. The breathing space of a painting is allowing, right? Is you surrender to your will for the painting, because whatever you're doing, you're already doing perfectly. So stop wanting more from it in this moment, and let that which needs to come from it, comes through it, let it come. Whatever comes through it is perfect. It doesn't need your intervention. What's that noise? Yeah. I do give it a rub with walnut oil, just so that it's conditioned, right? I condition it a little bit with some walnut oil, so that it's not fighting me. Sometimes when it's too dry, the painting can fight you, right? Not fight you, but it's harder to glide through it. Just little things that I picked up from painting a while. Little things that I picked up along the way. They make sense. They make a lot of sense to me. Like I said, especially because I paint quite a bit, so they make a lot of sense. When you're painting more hours, you start finding out some cool stuff that makes sense. Get some of that color, and let's put some color in here. Just for fun, you know? Every brush stroke, thank you. Because every brush stroke is a gift. And gratitude changes the quality of everything as well. Something that I saw. It's not. These things aren't theory for me. I've seen this in my own life. I saw this when I was growing up. My mother used to be a big advocate of gratitude. Everything needs to have a quality of gratitude in it. Whatever you do, because it changes the energy of that which you have. That's why in so many books of sages and avatars, they talk about giving thanks. You know, they took the bread and gave thanks, took the fish and gave thanks. Many of the sages, I think all of the sages, if you see their teachings, it was constantly about giving thanks. So there's something very deep about having gratitude towards that which you're doing or not doing. Because it gets it out of the limitation of the form also. So by giving thanks, the fish is no longer 3 fish or 5 fish, or the bread is no longer just 5 pieces of bread. It gets it out of the reality of its reality of form. It puts it in what some scientists are also discovering today. It puts it in the quantum field of this place where all and nothing is. Where the plenty and the nothing rests. It takes it out of that limitation. Anything you give thanks to, it removes it from that limitation. That's why so many people experience miracles that way. People talk about miracles, especially people that are tend to be more in tune with that. Usually, it tends to be older people, not necessarily more spiritual, but older people that have lived enough and seen enough. They start recognizing miracles. Grandmas, for the most part, grandma's hearts are very open. Not to say that grandfather's not, but grandma's hearts are very, very open. So grandmas tend to pay attention to the miracle of gratitude. Alan says, seems very peaceful in your studio today. Sunday, less trains, and I don't hear your good lady taping up the packages. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vivek. Yeah, it's definitely very, very calm right now for some reason. I'm here by myself. The dog is here, but the dog doesn't feel like running out right now for some reason. But that is what's up with that. With the whole gratitude thing. My mother used to tell me that every time you give thanks, you are opening. We have 2 doors. We have the door of giving and the door of receiving. The door of giving opens every time you. The door of receiving opens every time you give. Whether you're giving physical or you're giving things, the door opens. It doesn't matter how, whether it's physical or it's intentional. It's gratitude. This is one of the reasons why we always hear Things, sometimes things that seem sour that we don't like. You know, we hear things like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That type of stuff. You pay close attention to a lot of that stuff. You realize that a feeling of having, right? A feeling of having, that's what gratitude is, whether people know it or not. A feeling of having opens up the door to having more. A feeling of not having, even that which you have, seems to slip away. And it many times makes the world seem unfair, very unfair, right? To our human eyes. Yeah, it's the same principle, the karma. So this is something that I've learned in my journey as an artist. When artists ask me things like, you know, how do I get my work in a gallery? I feel like nothing's going my way. One of the very first things that I try to recommend artists when I'm sharing with them one-on-one, or even through videos, but especially when I'm doing it one-on-one, because usually people are very receptive when it's one-on-one, because they've paid, right, to hear me. One of the things that I say is find the things that are working your way and focus on those. What is working? What do you have with you in front of you that is going your way? Because when you focus on the things that are going your way, it's like planting a seed. When you focus on the things that are not going your way, you're essentially burning down your forest of opportunities. And so focusing on the things that are going your way is like planting a seed, a new seed. So every time that you focus on the things that are going your way, such as, hey, I painted something today. Don't think about whether you painted something good or bad. No, you painted something today. Hey, I talked to someone today on Instagram or whatever, right? Some sort of marketing that you did. That went my way. That's amazing. That went my way. So I give thanks for that. It doesn't matter if it's just 5 people that are following you. Remember the 5. The limitation of it doesn't matter. The 5 fish or the 5 pieces of bread or whatever. The limitation doesn't matter. You just focus on the things that are going your way. It'll propel you automatically. It does it instantaneously. It doesn't take time, because it's out of the reality of time and space. So it removes you out of that limitation. A lot of artists experience that limitation. Things are not going my way. I don't have gallery shows, and on and on. And the reason for that is because they keep looking at the things that are not going their way. And it's very easy to find more things that are not going your way if you keep looking at them. So this is something that I say. What's going your way? Can you breathe right now? Yeah. Okay, that's going your way. Can you be thankful for that? I know it sounds ridiculous sometimes, but can we start with the things that are going our way? It's very hard to ask for more if you haven't eaten what you have on your plate yet, you know. So it's a little difficult. If we don't have gratitude for what's in our plate, whatever a little bit is in our plate, it's good enough to say thanks. Is this oil assumed? So yeah, it's oil. This is oil mixed with walnut oil. Good night, Constance. Great seeing you. Great having you here. So look at this. Just a little bit of fun. Well, I love that. Gratitude is the law of increase. It starts and it ends in gratitude, right? My mother used to even cry to me when I was younger, you know, as many mothers do. She used to even cry to me and tell me, just be grateful, learn how to be grateful. She used to cry so that I could get it, right? She used to try to get me to understand what gratitude was. And she even told me, give and be thankful, be grateful. Make sure you always give. Even if it's out of for your own interests. Many people know that. Many people out there know that. I've met some people, some of the most people that give the most have the most. I've met a good share of people that they either have a wonderful life, whatever that is, whether it's full of health and wellness, or they also have a wonderful life with health and wellness, and lots of plenty, lots of cash, lots of dough, lots of things in their life. And I've noticed one thing that in common, they're constantly giving. They're giving of themselves, they're giving of their time, they're giving to the community. So my mother used to tell me when I was a kid, she used to, you know, I was a rebel, a rebel teenager. She used to tell me, please learn how to give. Learn how to give things and learn how to give. She used to tell me jokingly now I joke around, but she used to tell me to learn how to, whatever I do, whatever my career is, to not forget that my career is I'm a farmer, I'm a sower. That's my career regardless of what I choose to be. My career is not, it only looks a certain way, right? If I choose to be an artist or a musician or whatever, it only looked a certain way, but really the deeper meaning of my career, whatever career I chose to have, was that of a someone who plants things, a sower. That's really my career. And that the faster that I learned that, the better my life was going to be sooner. My life was very much impacted by that teaching, those words of my mother. Whatever you choose to be, just know that you're a sower. That's what I've learned. It's in the giving that one receives. People say, well, I have nothing to give. It's not true. We always have a lot to give. Everybody has a lot to give. We have a lot of things to give. Not things as in things, but things. Like things. We have a lot to be grateful for. That's giving. Look at how fast life transforms you if you pick up the phone and you start calling people and thanking them. Sending out a Christmas letter or whatever holiday you celebrate. Sending out a letter, a postcard or something, and reminding people. Or do it here on Instagram, and you know how the energy of giving is so damn powerful. Look at that. I see a lot of people say, man, people don't follow me on Instagram. No one's following me on Instagram. Well, go give. Artists tell me this all the time. Like, man, how do you do for people to follow you on Instagram? Like, go give. Go and give compliments to their artwork, to what people are doing. Don't expect them to give you go give compliments. Go do that. Go do that as much as possible. Go give compliments. Give thanks. Thank you for posting this. I really enjoy your painting. Thank you. Give and watch how your Instagram account will change overnight. It's in the giving. The receiving is hiding in the giving. To the degree in which you give, you receive. Look at that. I like this one. Let's see. Yeah, I like it. I dig it. You guys let me know what you think. I dig these little figures, you know. Something about them. You know, they all seem like they're going to somewhere special. So there it is, my friends. Hope you enjoy this little segments, this little talks, this little kickbacks here. I'm gonna be doing some more throughout the day. I'm here by myself in my studio, me and the dog, and we're just kicking butt here. Hey, thank you so much, Broston. Thank you, everybody. Check out my palette. I know some people want to see the palette. There it is. Pretty kick-ass, no? My friends, my name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist. I show up here as often as I can, and I try to do some little painting demos and also talk a little bit about my experiences as an artist. Um, yeah, I also sell my work. I promote my work as well, and I teach others also through workshops uh, how to paint in this way and how to promote their work in various ways. I also do that. I have a subscription where I teach that, a monthly subscription, and yeah, and the works are available on eBay. I auction my paintings on eBay. A lot of my paintings. You guys can take a peek at my studio here. I auction a lot of my paintings on eBay, and here are just some of the paintings. These are all pretty wet. And then I also sell my work on different platforms. That's some of my work right there. I got all kinds of. When I get tired, I just hang out right there. So there it is, my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you for this life lesson. Was new to me to hear it. Oh, thank you. So there it is. Take care, my friends. If you guys have any questions or want to find out more about what I do, or just want to just say hello, you can DM me, and I'll be more than happy to reach out as well, to reach back. Take care. Peace out.